In today's episode, Big Ed messes up big time, and I don't know if he's going to be able to patch things up with Liz after she finds out about this, so make sure you watch it till the very end, because this is quite insane, and you're going to see parts of Ed that you wish you never saw. Without any further ado, let's just get right on into this series again. This is 90 Day Fiancé, The Last Resort. Sorry it's been a minute. A couple episodes went by without much happening with Big Ed, but finally, we have some drama. So where we're catching up with them, him and Liz are going on a date outside of the resort to go pet sharks, which is quite crazy, but this is where he reveals that he and the other guys have a plan, or at least they had a plan, to go to a club behind all of the wives' backs while they're at this resort during the filming of this show, which is quite crazy to me.
He looks like my belly.
Go ahead, give him some nice belly rubs.
Head to toe, right?
Head to toe.
Okay, I'm good.
All right, so after Big Ed relates to this shark that he just pet and is so brave, they go ahead and sit down over here on this date, and this is where he decides to tell Liz, you know, he snitches on the homies. I can't even say snitches because honestly, it's very slimy what they're trying to do, so it makes sense he's telling her, but I just know she's gonna give this man way too much credit for telling her the truth just once. Like every time Big Ed messes up 20 times, once he does something good for the first time, she gives him so much praise and he thinks he's just back in good graces, which is one of the biggest dynamics that I hate with their relationship, bro.
I'm not going to get in trouble with you, so I'm not going. So bottom line, I'm 57 years old. I don't need to be looking at... I like your...
He's like, Liz, I like what you got. I'm like nearly 60 years old, you know, so I should not be in one of these clubs. I am not going, all right? These other guys are so nasty. They just want to go to this club and, I don't know, party and look at girls. That's so weird. I am not going. Spoiler alert, this entire episode is him spending time at this club, so he does end up going. But of course, we're going to see Liz give him some praise here, so let's just see that. Let's see her inflate this idiot's ego even more as if he needed it. I swear, every time she does this, she just validates his terrible side and makes him into the worst version of himself, which already Big Ed is just a slime ball, but when he's feeling enabled by Liz, he is like another level of supervillain, bro.
I'm not mad at you. Nah. I think I'm more pissed off at the guys now. I feel like it's becoming all shady. So now, like, if I don't tell the girls, and am I to blame? Like,
so now Liz is in a dilemma. It sounds like she's going to snitch to the rest of her friends. So I would not be surprised if this gets back to Big Ed. And all the other dudes on this show who were going to go out with him are like, dude, why the hell did you tell the wife, bro? That's rule number 1 of Fight Club. You don't talk about Fight Club, bro. But like I said, regardless, they do end up going. So now we're going to skip forward to the next day where they're being taken out by the main guy in this, whose name is Jovi. You're going to be seeing him a ton in this episode. He's the one that convinced them to go out to this club because he apparently knows a girl out here in Key West that, you know, works as a so he's like, hey, I'm very cool with her. We went to Jamaica like 8 years ago and partied, so like low-key, she probably still wants me. And anyways, dude, let's just pull up and like we can have a good time. Like this guy is so douchey, it's not even funny, but let's just watch this train wreck begin. And I'm gonna warn you, it's very awkward.
We're all single. I'm just kidding.
He might be soon.
Are you tired?
You know. Do I look tired?
Yeah, because you're running through my mind.
Oh man, and the guys are hitting the town. First they're going up to the bar here, and Ed is trying to turn up his riz, and it just does not work. All right, you already look like you do, and then you sound like you do, and just his weaselly way of speaking mixed with these boomer pickup lines, dude. I know you're trying to like be ironic and funny and it's trying to be lighthearted, but this bartender is just like, okay, all right, anyways, let's close out the tab. You guys can tip me and be on your way. Thanks, have a good one.
I mean, if I'm expected to be serious, I'm already in trouble. By the way, irritates Liz. When I'm performing, she hates it. But I know that, so I do it.
And the other dude on the show makes Ed this really cool wreath out of leaves, and he thinks it's an elf hat, but whatever it is turning him into this character of Big Ed, which he admits Liz hates when he, you know, plays up a character and is trying to be all funny, but that's exactly why he does it. It's funny how when in private, he is just the worst when he talks about Liz and the way that he treats her, but then when he's around her, he's like, oh, girl, I love you. I'm sorry. I'll do anything for you. Like, you can just tell this dude's a rat underneath all of this. Like, I'm sorry. That's just the case.
He wants to be nice and get your permission before he goes without you telling me again.
And don't tell the girls.
And meanwhile, Liz is hanging out with all the girls back at the resort. You know, it's a day off from therapy, so they're not even doing anything. And they're calling her on speaker saying, bro, don't tell the girls that we're going out to the club. Honestly, this is probably kind of set up just for drama, but it's hilarious how bad these dudes are at planning to go behind the backs of other people. Like, they know that Liz knows, but at this point, they think she's the only one that knows. But come on, she's going to tell everybody. You don't have to be a freaking genius to understand that.
Going to clubs has been kind of a constant, I would say. When I was 16, I used to climb in and I would like squeeze through the gate and I would run up the stairs.
And then Jovi's over here telling stories about how he's been so addicted to going to these places that he used to sneak in when he was like 16 and break over the wall, breaking and entering. This guy is such a creep, but he thinks he's so cool. Like, I've never seen somebody, I guess Big Ed is kind of the same, but most of the guys on this show just have such a disparity between what they actually are perceived like what they look like, their personality, and who they think they are. This Jovi guy thinks he's an absolute god among men, and he's so creepy with these girls. Like, he's just the worst type of guy, and the exact type of guy that I would expect to have, you know, a lifelong membership to one of these places, if that makes sense. Like, bro is coming every single week.
Can I get up on stage?
I don't see why not.
You're like, let's get on stage.
Dance for us.
You have to wear this though.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll wear that.
Oh God. So Big Ed decides, you know what? I am not the focus of this. The cameras are on these ladies and I gotta be the main star of the show. So I'm gonna talk to the manager and say, hey, can I go up and take a dance? So that's right. We are gonna actually watch Big Ed work the pole right now. I did not think that was gonna be a sentence I would ever say in my life, but alas, here we are. You have to go through the cringe with me. Put your freaking cringe goggles on and let's get it. Only the strong may survive. Bro is so stiff. I understand he's built like a human cannonball, but he really does not have the moves or the chops to be in this business. He is trying to put his leg up on this pole and lean back, and he looks like he's about to break his entire back, dude. This man is old and round and just is not made for this. I'm sorry, but you know what? They're still throwing bands, so Big Ed does get to continue thinking he's a main character, even though he just kind of self-inserted himself here, much like every other situation where he tries to be the main character. It is so cringe to see this man so full of insecurities and have to go out of his way to be the focus of everybody's attention. I really hate people like that in my real life.
I did it.
Thank you, Ed.
Good job.
So thankfully he runs out of breath before he's able to go past the tank top, and I gotta say, he saved us with this one. I didn't know how I was gonna include this if he really did go all the way and start, you know, removing all the articles he's got on him, but looks like he earned about $7, so he is having a rough first night at the club here. And I don't know if this should be your desired career. I'm just gonna tell you flat out, maybe keep your day job.
Michael! Look, he's here. Say hi to Ed.
Michael!
So then to include the other guy who is not here, remember, there's a dude who's doing this entire show on an iPad because he had an issue with his visa or passport, whatever it is. He's the one that's with Angela, the insane psycho lady who yelled at Liz in the couple episodes ago. The one that I say is somehow grosser than Big Ed. And when they FaceTime this dude, he's like, no, don't show me this. I can't cheat on my wife. No, oh God. And he hangs up, but they keep pestering him and calling him. And like, this dude just does not want to be out with these guys through a FaceTime call at this club. Like, he just not interested, and it's so weird they're trying to push it on him so much. And I really do think this is Jovi trying to set all these guys up in order to get in trouble with their wives. I know he's gonna get in trouble too, but it almost makes me think that he's trying to make himself look like the least bad one if they go out and they're wilding out while he's trying to compose himself.
Where are you from?
Russia.
Oh, I love you. Okay.
So Big Ed goes boating, so to say, on the 7 seas. I can't even imagine that any of this exists in this show, bro, and I'm really confused on how I'm even gonna edit this together, because at this point, YouTube literally just wants us to stare at like different colored shapes on screen. I swear, if you do anything beyond that, you are facing some serious trouble, bro. And yeah, I might have to be doing some clever zoom, some clever VHS work. I'm sorry, okay? Like I said, if you need to go see the full episode for some reason and your eyes need to see this in full, trust me, they don't. Like, maybe that's your thing. I don't know. I shouldn't judge you. We don't shame over here on the Grim channel. But yeah, just trust me. It's awkward. This dude doesn't really know how to behave himself. And Jovi is looking like he's really having the time of his life watching Ed do this. Almost as if he's waiting to go home and snitch to Liz that Ed messed up like this.
Since I'm married, I know the rules, right? Look, but don't touch. You made a mistake.
What did I do?
You said you wouldn't touch.
Touch what?
And he's over here like, since I'm married, I know the rules. You're supposed to look, but don't touch. Which, of course, everybody has different setups in their marriage and their relationships and what they find to be, you know, good boundaries. But I'm saying going there and looking is already kind of a gray area for a lot of people, if not already cheating or just sketchy to be doing. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you got a wife, you're at a resort, you're on vacation. Go hang out with her on your day off instead of doing this.
Y'all both touched. I didn't touch. I put my hands back.
I don't remember.
You didn't tell Liz you weren't gonna touch?
Did I tell her that?
And look at the joy in this dude's face. Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it again. I should never like shame people's looks, but first of all, he looks devious. He looks like Sid from Toy Story. There's just some derangement in these eyes, like a certain psycho nature that is really creeping me out, all right? It's some uncanny valley type ish. But he's like already so excited to be yelling at Ed, like, you guys messed up. Oh, you guys touched him. I didn't. I was just looking, but you guys literally laid your hands on them, so I'm gonna go tell. You guys are gonna get in trouble. Like, shut the up, dude. This guy is such a rat. I somehow hate this dude more than Big Ed, and I gotta say, that is a feat to do on this show. Like, him and Angela are the grossest people on here. Ed is in close third.
Hey, baby.
Jovi called me, and the next thing I saw was, I think you like it.
So meanwhile, the girls are still hanging out back at home, and I'm telling you, there's so much going on in this episode. Sorry for jumping back and forth, but meanwhile, Michael goes and has to go snitch right away and say, look, babe, they called me at this club, they FaceTime me, they showed me things on camera I didn't want to see, and I had to hang up. But his mistake is he tells Angela that they called back again, and look at this reaction. She actually loses her mind. Like, this lady is psycho.
He called it.
Michael, you know what? If you know he's in a club right now. Okay, good night. You too. No, good night.
Like, she starts screaming. This lady just is angry at the core. Like, she is just one of those insufferable, angry people that obviously is partaking in things that make her more angry every day. And she flips out on him for answering the second call. And she's like, show me the screenshots of how long the call lasted. You're in trouble. Like, dude, the guy is trying to tell you to keep honesty between you. And now, like, he's not going to want to tell you a single thing. Every single relationship on this show, it just hurts my soul to see, dude. Like, they're all idiotic. None of these people know how to be stable adults in the first place, so they should not be in relationships. Like, TLC really killed it with the casting on this show, because I literally hate everybody. So they all flip out, and the rest of the night seems kind of ruined. Let's see what the next morning shows. It's not much that they give us at the end of this episode, but let's just see how everybody's reacting.
Come on, sunshine. It is 1:15.
Or did oversleep?
We had a wild night.
Big Ed wakes up at like 1 or 2 p.m. and Liz honestly seems kind of chill about it, but I'm not sure how chill she's going to be in the next episode once I'm sure Jovi tells on some details about Big Ed, you know, handling certain things while they were at this club, or maybe about the fact that he went boating, if you catch my drift. But a surprisingly lackluster response from Liz. Meanwhile, this other dude, Jovi, is like really not feeling it the next morning, and he is being such a douche to his wife, who, might I add, I mean, we shouldn't play the looks game again, but just look at this woman. You're telling me this is the guy that needed to go out to one of these clubs? Of all the people here on this show, you are chilling, my dude. You should have just hung out here and hung with your wife the entire day. And she's legit crying in response to him going out and doing this, because she already has trust issues. She already knows that this dude just has a compulsion to go into these types of clubs. And listen to this gaslighting out of this freaking douche canoe right here.
But now I feel like she's just taking her insecurities out on me. And I think she's making it out to be more than what it needs to be.
So that's pretty much what the episode goes out on, is this dude with terrible hair just saying, yeah, she's pretty much an idiot, and she's making it something she doesn't need to. She's really overreacting, which is something women do all the time, so I'm not surprised. Like, seriously, I'm just gonna have a headache watching this show, but thankfully it looks like next episode there's gonna be some insanity as they're all out in a boat, and it sounds like Big Ed is trying to tell on Jovi for texting this girl that he met in Jamaica 8 years ago and trying to meet up with her last night, which was clearly his, you know, main goal of going out was to meet this girl, and I think the guys were just back up, and again, he just wanted to get these other guys in trouble. So it sounds like there's gonna be some insanity in the next episode. I'm sorry that was kind of an abrupt ending, but I'm working with what they've given us so far. As soon as that gets uploaded, I'm gonna have a reaction for you guys. As always, shout out to my Patreon supporters, and if you made it to the very end of this video, let me know what you thought, and comment Grim Squad for life. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next video, and until next time, peace out.